You've been told that self-doubt is normal, that questioning yourself means you're humble, careful, thoughtful. But what if I told you that self-doubt is not wisdom? It's a carefully planted poison, a mechanism designed to keep you small, compliant, controlled. Every time you hesitate, every time you second-guess your instinct, every time you seek permission from the world before you act, you're not being cautious, you're surrendering. You're handing over your authority to people who don't deserve it, to systems that profit from your uncertainty, to voices that were never meant to guide you. And the worst part, you do it willingly. You smile while you shrink. You apologize while you disappear. This is the invisible cage most people live in their entire lives. But not you, not anymore. Because here's the truth they don't want you to know. Self-doubt was never yours to begin with. It was programmed into you, layer by layer, year after year, through criticism disguised as concern, through comparisons disguised as motivation, through fear disguised as wisdom. They told you to be careful, to wait for the right moment, to listen to what others think, to make sure you're ready. And while you waited, while you prepared, while you doubted, the world moved on without you. Opportunities passed, doors closed, your potential withered in the silence of your hesitation. But this isn't about regret. This is about recognition. Because once you see how self-doubt was built inside you, you can dismantle it brick by brick. And when you do, what emerges is something unstoppable, inner authority. Not arrogance, not blind confidence, but a deep, unshakable knowing that you are the final judge of your own life, that your instinct is valid, that your decision is enough, that you don't need permission, validation, or applause to move forward. You become sovereign, and in a world full of followers, the sovereign is feared. Let's start with the origin. Where did your self-doubt come from? Who planted it? Think back. Was it a parent who questioned every choice you made? A teacher who rewarded conformity and punished originality? A partner who made you feel like you were never enough? A culture that told you your worth is measured by how well you fit the mold? It wasn't one moment. It was 1,000 small cuts. 1,000 times you were told to doubt yourself before trusting yourself. 1,000 times you were made to feel that your gut instinct was wrong and someone else's opinion was right. And over time you internalized it. You became your own critic, your own jailer, your own worst enemy. This is the insidious nature of self-doubt. It doesn't need external voices anymore. It has yours. It speaks in your tone, it uses your logic, it hides behind reason and calls itself wisdom. But it's not wisdom. It's fear wearing a mask. The first step to eliminating self-doubt is brutal honesty. You must stop pretending it's serving you. Stop calling it caution. Stop defending it as humility. Self-doubt is not your friend. It's not protecting you, it's paralyzing you. It's the voice that tells you to wait when you should move, to stay silent when you should speak, to shrink when you should expand. And here's the kicker. The people who benefit most from your self-doubt are not the ones who care about you. They're the ones who want you small, predictable, controllable. Your doubt keeps them comfortable. Your hesitation keeps them ahead. Your silence keeps them safe. So when you start to question yourself, ask this: who benefits from my uncertainty? Because I guarantee you, it's not you. Now let's talk about the mechanism. How does self-doubt actually work? It's simple. It creates a gap between your instinct and your action. You feel something, you know something, but before you act on it, a voice says, "Are you sure? What if you're wrong? What will people think?" That gap is where your power dies, because in that space, doubt breeds, it multiplies, it becomes a story. And the longer you wait, the stronger the story becomes, until the instinct that was once clear is now buried under a mountain of what-ifs. This is why speed matters. This is why decisive action is a weapon. Not because you'll always be right, but because you'll always be moving. And movement even imperfect movement is infinitely more powerful than perfect paralysis. Here's what most people don't understand. Self-doubt doesn't disappear because you become more knowledgeable. It disappears when you stop needing certainty, when you accept that you will never have all the answers, all the information, all the guarantees, and you act anyway, not recklessly, but boldly, with the understanding that mistakes are part of the process, not proof of your inadequacy. This is the shift from doubt to authority. You stop asking, "Am I ready?" and start declaring, "I will figure it out." You stop seeking permission and start granting it to yourself. You stop waiting for confidence and start building it through action, because confidence is not a prerequisite, it's a result. You don't wait to feel confident before you act. You act and confidence follows. But here's where it gets deeper. Self-doubt isn't just about external programming, it's also about self-betrayal. Every time you ignore your instinct, you betray yourself. Every time you choose someone else's opinion over your own knowing, you betray yourself. Every time you silence your truth to keep the peace, you betray yourself. And over time, that betrayal compounds. You stop trusting yourself because you've proven to yourself that you're not trustworthy. You've shown yourself that you'll abandon your own needs, your own values, your own vision the moment someone else questions them. This is the wound that must be healed. And the only way to heal it is to start honoring your instinct again, to start trusting your decisions again, to start acting on your truth again, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's unpopular, even when it's scary. Let me give you a framework. When self-doubt arises, do this. Pause, but don't spiral. Acknowledge the doubt. Say, "I see you, I hear you, but you're not in charge." Then ask yourself, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Not to deny reality, but to bypass the fear. Because most of the time, your self-doubt isn't based on evidence. It's based on fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being seen. And those fears, while real, are not accurate. Predictors of the future. They're echoes of the past, ghosts of old wounds. Don't let ghosts make your decisions. Next, act small, but act now. You don't need to make the perfect choice. You need to make a choice. Take one step, send one message, make one decision. Because action, no matter how small, breaks the spell of doubt. It shifts you from passive to active, from victim to creator. And once you start moving, momentum builds. The doubt doesn't disappear completely, but it loses its grip. It becomes background noise instead of a commanding voice. Here's another truth. The more you act despite doubt, the weaker it becomes. Self-doubt is like a muscle. If you feed it, it grows. If you starve it, it atrophies. Every time you choose action over hesitation, you're training your mind to trust you. You're proving to yourself that you can handle uncertainty, that you can survive mistakes, that you are in fact capable. And over time, that proof accumulates, until one day you realize the doubt is still there, but it doesn't control you anymore. You've built something stronger, inner authority. Now let's talk about the social dimension, because self-doubt doesn't just live inside you, it's reinforced by the people around you. The ones who question your decisions, the ones who remind you of your past failures, the ones who subtly or not so subtly suggest that you're not ready, not smart enough, not experienced enough. These people, whether they realize it or not, are invested in your doubt because your certainty threatens them. Your boldness exposes their hesitation. Your growth highlights their stagnation. So they pull you back, not out of malice, but out of discomfort. And if you're not careful, you'll let them. You'll seek their approval. You'll ask their opinion. You'll let their uncertainty infect yours. This is a trap. You must become selective about whose voices you allow into your inner circle. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone has earned the right to influence your decisions. Guard your mental space like a fortress. Only let in those who respect your authority, who challenge you to grow, who trust your instinct even when they don't fully understand it. Everyone else? Background noise. Here's a principle from Machiavelli that applies perfectly. It is better to act and repent than to hesitate and regret. Most people spend their entire lives regretting the things they didn't do, the risks they didn't take, the words they didn't say, the paths they didn't walk. Why? Because they waited for certainty, they waited for approval, they waited for the fear to go away, and it never did. So they stayed stuck. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to reach the end of your life and realize you spent it seeking permission from people who were just as lost as you. So act, make mistakes, learn, adjust. But whatever you do, don't let doubt make you a spectator in your own life. Now let's go deeper into the psychology of authority. What does it mean to have inner authority? It means you trust yourself more than you trust the opinions of others. It means you make decisions based on your values, not on fear of judgment. It means you stand by your choices, even when they're unpopular. It means you don't need validation to know you're on the right path. This is not arrogance. Arrogance is insecurity dressed up as confidence. It's loud because it's trying to convince itself. Inner authority, on the other hand, is quiet. It doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't need to explain. It simply moves with certainty, with purpose, with clarity. And that certainty is magnetic. People feel it. They're drawn to it. Not because you're louder or smarter, but because you're unshaken. And in a world full of doubt, the unshaken stand out. But here's the challenge. Building inner authority requires you to confront your deepest fears. The fear of being wrong, the fear of being rejected, the fear of being alone. Because when you stop seeking approval, when you stop conforming, when you stop explaining yourself, people will react. Some will question you, some will judge you, some will walk away. And that's the test. Can you stand in your truth even when it costs you? Can you trust yourself even when no one else does? Can you walk your path even when you're walking it alone? This is where most people break. They'd rather have company in mediocrity than solitude in greatness. They'd rather be accepted for who they're not than rejected for who they are, but not you. You're reading this because something in you knows there's another way. And there is. It's the way of the sovereign, the way of the one who bows to no one, who needs nothing, who fears nothing. Not because they're invincible, but because they've made peace with uncertainty. They've accepted that life is a gamble, and they're willing to bet on themselves. Let me give you a daily practice. Every morning, before you start your day, sit in silence. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what do I know to be true today? Not what you hope, not what you fear, what you know. That knowing, that instinct, that quiet voice beneath the noise, that's your inner authority speaking. Listen to it, write it down, and then throughout the day, act on it, even in small ways, even when it's uncomfortable. Because every time you honor that voice, you strengthen it, and every time you ignore it, you weaken it. This is how you build unshakable inner authority, not through grand gestures, but through daily disciplined alignment with your truth. Here's another layer. Self-doubt often disguises itself as rational thinking. It says, I'm just being realistic. I'm just considering all the options. I'm just being responsible. But look closer. Is it really rationality, or is it fear dressed in logic? True rational thinking assesses risk and then decides. Self-doubt assesses risk and then retreats. True rational thinking asks, what's the best move? Self-doubt asks, what if I fail? See the difference? One is focused on strategy, the other is focused on survival. One is playing to win, the other is playing not to lose. You must learn to distinguish between the two, because self-doubt will always have a logical-sounding excuse. It will always find a reason to wait, to hesitate, to doubt. But deep down, you'll know. You'll feel the difference between strategic caution and paralyzing fear. Trust that feeling. Now let's address the elephant in the room. What if you're wrong? What if you act with certainty and you make a mistake? Here's the truth. You will be wrong. You will make mistakes. You will fail. And that's okay, because mistakes are not proof of your inadequacy. They're proof that you're in the arena, that you're trying, that you're learning. The people who never make mistakes are the ones who never do anything. They're the ones sitting on the sidelines, criticizing, judging, doubting, but they're not living. You are, and yes, you'll stumble, you'll fall, you'll get it wrong sometimes, but you'll also get up, you'll adjust, you'll improve. And over time, you'll realize that the mistakes didn't break you. They built you. They taught you. They made you sharper, wiser, stronger. So stop fearing failure. Start fearing a life unlived. Start fearing a future where you're still asking, what if, instead of saying, I did. Here's a hard truth. The world doesn't reward self-doubt. It rewards action. It rewards decisiveness. It rewards those who move with certainty, even if that certainty is imperfect. Look at the people who have achieved what you want. Did they wait until they were 100% sure? Did they seek approval from everyone? Did they doubt themselves into paralysis? No. They acted, they decided, they moved, and they figured it out along the way. This is the path, not perfection, not certainty, but committed, courageous action. This is what separates the winners from the wishers, the doers from the dreamers, the sovereign from the servant. Let me tell you what happens when you eliminate self-doubt. You become dangerous, not in a violent way, but in a powerful way. You become someone who can't be controlled, someone who can't be manipulated, someone who can't be stopped by fear. You become a force. And the world feels it. People feel it. They don't know what it is, but they sense something different about you. A certainty, a clarity, a presence, and some will be drawn to it. They'll want to follow you, learn from you, be around you. Others will be threatened by it. They'll try to pull you down, to make you doubt again, to bring you back to their level. Let them try, because you're no longer the person who breaks under pressure. You're the person who thrives in it. You're no longer the person who needs validation. You're the person who validates yourself. You're no longer the person who asks permission. You're the person who takes it. This is your new identity. This is who you become when you eliminate self-doubt, not fearless, but fear-proof, not perfect, but decisive, not certain of the outcome, but certain of yourself. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power. Because when you trust yourself, when you honor your instinct, when you act with authority, you become untouchable. Not because nothing can hurt you, but because nothing can stop you. You become a sovereign in your own life, a king in your own kingdom, a force that moves, not because the path is clear, but because you decided to move. And that decision, that commitment, that unshakable inner authority, that is what changes everything. So here's your final challenge. The next time self-doubt arises, don't run from it. Don't suppress it. Don't let it control you. Acknowledge it. See it for what it is, an old program, a ghost, a lie. And then calmly, firmly, decisively, choose differently. Choose to trust yourself. Choose to act. Choose to honor your instinct. Choose to be the authority in your own life, because that's what this is really about. Not eliminating doubt, but eliminating the power it has over you. Not becoming fearless, but becoming sovereign. And once you cross that line, once you step into that authority, you'll never go back, because you'll finally understand what it feels like to be free. Free from approval, free from hesitation, free from the prison of self-doubt. And in that freedom, you'll discover who you were always meant to be. Not a follower, not a doubter, but a force, unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable. Now, if you made it this far, if you felt every word like a hammer breaking through old walls, then you're not here by accident. You're here because something in you is waking up. Something that refuses to stay small. Something that demands more. And I want you to mark this moment. I want you to seal it. So in the comments below, write this exact phrase: I am my own authority. Not for me, not for the algorithm, but for you, as a declaration, as a reminder, as a line in the sand that says, I will no longer doubt myself into silence. I will no longer shrink for the comfort of others. I am the final judge of my life, and I choose to move forward. This is your oath, your commitment, your awakening. And if you're ready to continue this journey, to dig deeper into the truths that most people are too afraid to face, then subscribe. Because this channel is not for the casual viewer. It's for the ones who are ready to burn down the old version of themselves and rise from the ashes. It's for the ones who want clarity, power, sovereignty. It's for the ones who refuse to live a life dictated by fear. Welcome to the path, the hard path, the real path, the path where self-doubt dies and inner authority is born. I'll see you in the next one, or I won't. That's up to you. But if you come back stronger, come back sharper, come back ready, because from here, it only gets deeper.